Okay, let's talk about the news that is absolutely rocking the NFL. In a league where stability is everything, Baltimore just blew it all up. After 18 seasons, a Super Bowl win, and a whole lot of victories, John Harbaugh is out as the Ravens head coach. And no, this wasn't a retirement. He was fired. We're going to break down exactly how and why a legend got shown the door.
To really get how shocking this is, you have to rewind all the way back to 2008. The team's owner, Steve Bisciotti, is up there introducing this new, kind of unknown coach, and he jokes that he's looking to hire a future Hall of Famer. And without even blinking, Harbaugh just goes, "Yeah, I read that somewhere." I mean, the confidence was there from the very first second. And for nearly 2 decades, you could argue he delivered on that promise. He built a career that has Hall of Fame written all over it. But after all that time, after all that success, the whole thing just came to this sudden, really stunning end.
So yeah, let's be crystal clear about what happened here. This wasn't some friendly handshake and a gold watch at the end of a long career. This was a dismissal. And I mean, just look at these numbers. The scale of his success it's just staggering. 193 wins, 6 division titles, a Super Bowl championship. This guy wasn't just another coach. He was a Baltimore institution, the winningest coach they've ever had.
And it all happened fast, like really fast. The final nail in the coffin was a tough loss to the Steelers, a game that officially knocked the Ravens out of the playoffs for the first time since 2021. It also locked in their first losing season in 3 years.
So that brings us to the big question, right? The one everyone is asking. Because a move this huge is never just about one single game, or even one bad season. So why? Why would a team that's famous for being so stable make such a massive change? And why now, of all times? Well, the reasons are complicated, and honestly, they've been building up for a while.
Okay, this right here, this comparison tells a huge part of the story. The team was always pretty good, but those deep, championship-level playoff runs, they'd basically disappeared. In his first 5 years, Harbaugh got the team to 3 AFC championship games, and the 13 years after that, just 1.
But it wasn't just about the playoff performance. There was other stuff bubbling under the surface. You had fans getting restless, especially after the team's worst home record ever. And inside the building, there was this growing feeling that maybe Harbaugh's message was getting old and that their star player, Lamar Jackson, needed a new voice to get into that next level.
And here's the kicker. It sounds like the feeling was mutual. A source close to the whole situation said that even Harbaugh himself kinda agreed with the decision, thinking it was probably for the best. The consensus was pretty clear. It was just time for a reset.
But you really can't talk about a reset in Baltimore without putting the focus squarely on the one player at the center of their universe, the franchise's most important and, yeah, most expensive player.
According to sources inside the team, there was some real friction building up. Disagreements over Lamar not being in voluntary workouts, this new routine of his where he'd sit out at practice every week, it was becoming an issue. And in today's NFL, that is a huge deal. The franchise quarterback has more power than ever, and if that relationship with the head coach is strained, it can crack the whole foundation of the team.
And if you want to know how Lamar was feeling, just listen to what he said after that final game. Or actually what he didn't say. Reporters gave him the perfect chance to say, "Yeah, I want my coach back." But instead, he just dodged the question. For a guy like him, a non-answer like that speaks volumes. And then there's this number. This number is looming over everything. $74.5 million. That's Lamar Jackson's cap hit this offseason. When you're paying a player that much money, keeping him happy isn't just a nice thing to do, it's pretty much your #1 priority.
So, Harbaugh's out. The Ravens are looking for a new coach for the first time since 2008, and as it turns out, they're now holding the keys to the most attractive job opening in the entire league.
And here's why the Ravens' job is just in a different league. Look at the other teams with openings. Every single one of them has a giant question mark at the most important position, quarterback. The Ravens are the only team out there that can offer a new coach, a 2-time MVP, in his prime, already locked up on a long-term deal.
I mean, don't just take my word for it. One NFC executive put it perfectly. He said that having Lamar Jackson makes this, without a doubt, the best job on the market. Any coach would dream of building an offense around a talent like that. It's a dream scenario.
But what about the man himself? The guy at the center of this whole thing? With a resume like his, what's next for John Harbaugh?
The answer is pretty much whatever he wants. This timeline is it's wild. Within 45 minutes of the news breaking, his agent had already gotten calls from 7 different teams.
And get this, at least one of those calls was from a team that didn't even have a coaching opening yet.
So what this all means is that the coaching market, which was looking kind of weak, just got completely flipped on its head. A Super Bowl-winning, future Hall of Fame coach is now available, and he instantly becomes the #1 guy on everybody's list. It resets the entire game.
Which leaves us with the ultimate question for Baltimore, right? The team took a massive swing here, a huge franchise-altering gamble. They're betting that a new voice is the final piece they need to get their MVP quarterback a Super Bowl ring. It's a bold move, and now we all just have to wait and see if it actually pays off.